Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Xiaomi Redmi 8A. I'd like to thank Banggood.com for being kind enough to send this out to me to cover here on the channel. Definitely really excited to use this phone quite a bit and then eventually give you my full review about it. In addition to that, I know that many of you have been asking me for a long time to cover Xiaomi products here on the channel, and I'm really happy that this is the first Xiaomi phone that I've had a chance to use. Now, I did already open up the box and set up the phone for the sake of saving time, but I did put everything back to the way it was, so I'll show you what all is included. You can see on the front of the box here we have three different colors. So there's black, blue, and then kind of this fire red color. But besides that, there's some Redmi 8A branding, but that's it on the box. So I'm gonna lift the lid here, and here's the phone. Gonna put that off to the side for now, and then we'll see what else is included here in the box. So we do have this little packet, so I'll open that up. Looks like we have a SIM card removal tool. We also have two pieces of literature, so a warranty card from Xiaomi, and then the Redmi 8A user guide. Very awesome. Then we have a European wall adapter, so I'll definitely be keeping this and saving it for the next time I'm in Europe. I already have a bunch of wall adapters anyway, so I'm not too concerned about not having a US one included in the box. And then we get a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. So really awesome to see that the phone does come with USB-C compatibility. And here is the phone. So the Xiaomi Redmi 8A is a device that's meant to be very entry level. In fact, it's being offered right now at Banggood for just $98.99. So a sub $100 phone, so it is very inexpensive. Now the device is GSM unlocked, so you can use it with any GSM carrier in the US. I currently have my Cricket SIM card in the phone, and I'm able to use it with no issues at all with Cricket Wireless. But you can also use this device with AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, and smaller GSM carriers like Mint Mobile. Now there's a few things I still need to take care of with setting this up. I need to switch it over to the AM/PM time, but I thought this was pretty interesting how it has the local time and then the China Standard Time. So this is the default launcher that comes with the phone, and I'm not a huge fan of it just because I like having an app drawer and I like more of a stock Android look and feel. So this is Xiaomi's Skin, which is MIUI 11, and it comes with a bunch of pre-installed applications as well. So I need to go through these and see if they're worth using or not. But in the meantime, I did install a third-party launcher called Nova Launcher, and you can see the skin goes pretty deep here. Even after pulling down the shade here, this looks totally different from how Android 9 Pie usually looks. But we'll go over to the settings, which is also customized for MIUI. And then I'm going to go over to Launcher just to switch this over. Where is it? Right here, Default Launcher. And then I'm going to switch it from the System Launcher to Nova Launcher. So you can find Nova Launcher in the Google Play Store, and it's certainly more of a stock experience here after installing Nova Launcher, and I like that you do get an app drawer. In fact, that's one of my most favorite features with Android is having an app drawer, because it's a great way just to see everything that's installed onto the phone. So the device features a 6.22-inch display, and it is an LCD display. So nice to see that we are getting an LCD display of this size with a phone that's under $100. The display itself is 720p, and it does look really good. It looks nice and clear. You're getting a 271 ppi and a 19:9 aspect ratio. So if I just glanced at this phone, I certainly wouldn't suspect that this is being offered at such a cheap price tag. Now you can see close up here, the display is super crisp and clear. Everything looks great. So even though it is 720p and the display is large at 6.22 inches, you're still getting a great looking display panel. Now since it is LCD, it's best to view it straight on. If you view the display at an angle, the display certainly isn't as clear when looking at it from different angles, but I don't know of anyone that really looks at their phone at an angle like this. I mean, usually you're looking at your phone straight on anyway, so I think it looks really nice overall. Now up top here, we do have a water drop notch, and in that notch is the 8 megapixel front-facing camera. Now I know that Xiaomi has a great reputation for excellent photo and video quality. Of course, with this phone being under $100, my expectations are not too high. But of course in the future I plan on covering other Xiaomi devices, so I'm sure I'll get to see the best that they have to offer sometime in the future. The front-facing quality actually is not too bad. So you can see here, it looks pretty clear. Of course, I'm gonna have to go out and take a bunch of photos outdoors. Taking photos indoors is not a good way to assess the photo and video quality from a device, but it looks pretty good so far. And 8 megapixels for the front-facing camera on a phone under $100 is pretty impressive. In addition to that, we do get portrait mode with that front-facing camera. And then flipping around to the rear camera, that's a 12 megapixel camera, and you get portrait mode with it as well. So it looks pretty decent. Now internally, this is a nice surprise. With the Xiaomi Redmi 8A, we're getting 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Now normally I don't get too excited about that, but for a phone in this price range, I would have expected less storage than 32 gigs. Of course, if you do want to expand the storage beyond 32 gigs, you can always put a micro SD card in the phone. Now the device does not have wireless charging. It's also lacking a fingerprint sensor, which is a bit concerning. I definitely like when phones have fingerprint sensors, so I'm definitely gonna have to get used to putting in my PIN code every time I want to use the device. But I suppose at this price tag, you do have to make some compromises. But definitely if you spent a little bit extra money on something else, you would get a fingerprint sensor on the back. So I'm really curious. In the comment section below, let me know if it's a deal breaker or not having a fingerprint sensor on a budget phone. But you can see there's the rear camera module. And by the way, doesn't this blue color look really nice? It's really bright and vibrant, and I'm definitely a big fan of it. But we are just getting a single camera module on the back, but despite it just having one camera, it is cool that we do get portrait mode. Now internally, we get 2 gigabytes of RAM and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 439 processor. So neither of those two specifications are impressive, but again, the phone is under $100, so I'll cut it some slack. I'm really curious to see though how it actually performs with real usage. Now I did run an Antutu benchmark test to see what kind of benchmark score I was able to get with the Redmi 8A, and I got a total score of 89512. So that's not too bad. Of course, compared to a flagship, that's way lower than what you get. But with a score like this, I expect the phone to at least be usable. I mean, I've used phones with an Antutu score at 50,000 and the phone did not run very well. So nice to see that we are at least getting nearly 100,000 with the Redmi 8A. Now video recording maxes out at 1080p. Another awesome surprise with this phone is that we're getting a very beefy 5,000 milliamp hour internal battery. So a really large battery with this device. So excellent to see that. And then as far as the software goes, I already mentioned that we get Android 9 Pie here with MIUI 11. So MIUI is a pretty thick skin laid over Android 9 Pie. So if you like that, then awesome. So far, I don't mind it. It's just that I like having features like an app drawer. That's a must-have for me with an Android phone. So that's why I put the Nova launcher on this device. But it's definitely awesome having that option at least to change the launcher. Looking at this display closely, you can see how crisp and clear everything looks. So I'm super impressed with that. Definitely seems like they're over-delivering with display quality. But as far as the actual design of the hardware goes, I already talked quite a bit about the front panel here with a 6.22-inch display at 720p. Then we have that water drop notch at the top. And then down below, there's a little bit of a bottom bezel here, but it does say Redmi on it, so a little bit of branding there. Then taking a look at the left side of the phone, we have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card slots. So this is a dual SIM phone, and you do get a dedicated slot for the micro SD card. So that's a great thing to see. Then on the right side of the phone, we have the power button and volume button. And then on the top of the phone, we have the noise canceling microphone. Now taking a look at the rear of the phone, again, that really awesome blue color. I think that looks really great. I'm certainly going to be using this phone without a case because I like this color so much. But it's pretty simple back here. We just have the 12 megapixel camera on the rear and then the flash, of course. And then on the bottom of the phone, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, we have the microphone, we have the USB-C port for charging and data transfer. Again, really awesome to see that a phone in this price range does have USB-C. But let's now try playing a YouTube video on this device to see how that works. Live focus portrait mode with both phones, so keep that in mind. Now with the Samsung Galaxy A51, we're getting 100. So the video viewing experience with the Redmi 8A is actually really awesome. So I'm very surprised actually with how good the speaker sounds on here. It's nice and loud, of course not at the level of loudness or clarity that you would get with a flagship phone, but still way better than I would have expected. And then the actual picture here looks nice too. Of course, with a 6.22-inch display, it's a very large display, so it's excellent for content consumption. And then since the display is 720p, it supports watching YouTube videos in 720p. And then if you want to, of course, you can crop in for a more immersive experience, since it does feature a 19:9 display. But so far, the Xiaomi Redmi 8A appears to be a very impressive device. And when I say impressive, obviously it's a low-end phone, but it's impressive because it's giving us so much for such an inexpensive price. Now, if you are looking to buy this, definitely check out the Banggood affiliate link in the video description. And if you've never heard of Banggood.com, they're an online retailer that's been around for a long time. I remember buying items from Banggood back in 2013. So they've been around for a while, they have a lot of experience, they sell a variety of different smartphones on their site as well. So even if you're not looking to buy anything right now from Banggood, I do recommend that you head over there to take a look and see what all they offer. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Xiaomi Redmi 8A, and let me know what other videos you'd like me to do about this device. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next one.